And we're back. We're back. It could be the last map
Back
of
in
tonight.
black, back on the attack.
Here for our coverage of the Americas Minor. We've got a Complexity and we've got a Dignitas. And so Dust 2 was quite a dramatic affair towards the end. Things got very interesting, and it's one of the reasons why I missed Dust 2. This map is drama, or generates drama, I suppose would be a more correct way to put it. Now, after Complexity's victory in overtime over Dignitas on map 1 on Dust 2, they will face each other on Mirage. And it's really going to be heating up now as we enter Mirage. Team Dignitas on that T side, they need a good start. They need a good start to bring themselves back into this one, James, because that had to be a hard loss to take.
Maybe they can find a good start on the knife round, which is currently taking place on the A side. We saw some great efforts from Peter towards the end of that Dust 2, but it just wasn't enough, unfortunately. It was a lot, but too late. It wasn't too little because it was a lot, but it was too late. Although it was too little as well, because it didn't win, so... This almost has a Samba vibe to it.
This is great. This is great.
I'm loving this music.
This is great.
Finally, we've got some good music.
But now they've got a problem because we don't just want to listen to it. So.
Why are you talking, man? There's music on. Blow your whistle, blow your horn, etc. Put your lighters up. I don't have a lighter. Not a smoker.
This is like...
What flavour did you go for?
It's flat white coffee. This is like airplane...
Flat white coffee.
Airplane ice cream. You know where they get little spoons and...
Yeah, but on BA, on the long flights, they give you a Magnum now, but it's like a mini Magnum. Have you not had those? They go through, maybe you're asleep, but they go through the Magnums. It's one good thing that they do.
The Magnums are good. I miss Magnums. They're good. Well, Complexity and
Desert Eagle's a Magnum, isn't it? A Pfizer Magnum or something?
It is.
I'm pretty sure it says Magnum on the side.
Isn't it like a... Doesn't it mean something to do with the type of caliber?
I don't know enough about pistols. I don't know anything about pistols.
Yeah, if you guys know...
Or bullets. I'm a shotgun man.
Googling. You can tweet us the answer to that question.
I'm a shotgun man. That's one of my favourite things, actually, is that if I think I've hit the critical mass on Twitter where I can tweet about absolutely anything and somebody relating to that will reply to me. If I tweet about helicopters, people in the military reply to me. If I tweet about tree surgeons, people know people's brothers are tree surgeons or something. If I tweet about antique clocks, I get people who work at auctioneers linking me to lots. It's insane.
You should test this theory.
It's so fun. I do. I test it all the time. Antique clocks, bro.
You need to test it further.
There's nothing. I have found nothing so far that I can't tweet about where someone will respond with information. It's awesome. I don't even get the why don't you Google that anymore.
I was about to say.
Yeah, because talking to people is
James.
underrated, especially in 2018.
But people can just mislead you now. They can send you on a wild goose chase. Whereas Google just has no motive, has no agenda to lie to you. But...
You say that.
Team Dignitas on that T side, they're going to be rushing into that B side. They want that B side. Def does not want to give it to them.
Man.
Hard spot to frag out on, and it's going to go well. I don't believe it. Stanislaus making this look incredibly good. How do you do that? Peter,
oh!
That's a nice tap. He's looking for more. He's going to get more. Blood spurting all over the shop area.
Peter is on one today. He was the man holding for the flank, still looking for one. But there is none. I think he only saw 2 of the 3 players. He's wondering where the last one is, but now I would say the CTs are allowed to get into better positions, but it's a pistol round. Better positions would be not a 1 versus 1. Oh, he's on a journey. This is going to be a long journey. Does he go for the flank or does he go up short? He has a Glock, so short's not going to be ideal. The jump peak will yield no results. Now, Android is holding an angle for the door, so he'll get a 1 versus 1 engagement. He's really trying hard there. Still no sound cues. Do they hear something now? Yes, Shazam turning around. They heard that last jump. That last jump was one too many, and he's going to, after all that jumping, be in arguably a worse position.
He's really entertaining a possibility here of success.
He's really running this clock down. It's 15 seconds now to find 3 players without a ring around the rosy. I respect the attempt. I respect it. If he didn't jump and went for a wide peak, I mean, I understand why he's jumping, and I have all the information. But he probably gets a duel at least, or shot straight in the head. One or the other, but there we go. He wasn't to know. How could he know? The CZ75s are out for Team Dignitas. I would argue that this is a better map. I would say a better map for a scout. Can't really say that for Dust 2. 4 and 3. Complexity was going to say are in control, but Jungle has been compromised. Jungle has been retaken by force.
Okay, well, there's a chance, isn't there? Rix and Peter can do quite a bit of damage, and they've got the run of the map. They got the run of the map. The only real opening is B apartments, and it looks like they will probably try to go there. Makes more sense if you go to middle, you're exposed, and you can be exposed very quickly, and these CTs can get the information very quickly. But if you do this, it takes, you know, you'll appear to the CTs, and you're on the bomb site. So that's a better system to do this with. And in fact, they'll even get a plant with that. I think, has anyone heard them? I think that the CT started to gravitate towards A, right as the timing happened where they were sprinting into B. This is the most fortunate series of events that could have happened for Dignitas in this 2v3. That is not fortunate though. Now Peter's got a 1v3 with a scout. I don't think, they've all got full health. Oh, he missed the first shot. That's not the start you want. Need headshots now, but he will be the one who is headshot. And that will be that. Got the bomb down at the very least, which is nice, but Complexity will be otherwise... What's the... unbothered? Not bothered? What am I trying to say here, James?
Unbothered is not a word.
I know it's not, but I can't... they're otherwise not
Well, you're probably
bothered.
trying to say an actual word, as opposed to a word which doesn't exist in our language.
And I'm looking for help here, but if you're just going to be like that, then you know, maybe I'll be pressing your cough button a few times. This map.
3 P250s for the T side. Rix with the CZ. Peter with a Glock. Bosch. Ooh.
Oh, hello. With an MP9.
You almost never see that.
Yeah, with an MP9 as well. That's kind of cool. That is a thing that is cool.
So rare to see a kill in that position. Peter is off perhaps to collect the bomb. No flashes for this Dignitas side. Tracers are a problem. Every third bullet, starting with the first.
What's the cooldown on that? Could you like shoot 2 bullets and then how long do you have to wait?
I don't know. I feel like maybe Mr. Philip has done a video on this, but I have not tested it. Def has made his way through B apartments, which allows... Ooh, Shazam for the fall back. They're lining up for him, but he runs out of steam on that one. Peter with 4 HP, still a dangerous man. Will they hear him jump into the window position? Ooh, yeah, he may have just realized Android coming to have a look. A headshot immediately from Peter, but no follow-up bullet gives Complexity to 3-0.
Indeed. I gotta say, I like the shout-out for 4 clicks Philip, because his passion for this game is actually amazing.
It's
like the
3
clicks. Sorry.
Not
it's
4.
Late. It's late.
There can sometimes be 2.
Wow, he's really...
But there aren't 4. 4 clicks Philip.
I'm sorry, James.
Obviously, you've been watching some dodgy content. Dan. Are you on the...
got the counterfeit.
Are you on the... You got the dodgy rip-off.
Oh, man. Big push, though, now in middle from Team Dignitas, and they will lose a man, but they've gained some positioning, which is an okay trade, usually. Although, they must make success here. That's a fantastic shot. Peter elevating himself to make that one work out, as Def works from the pillars. And although the flash bang does catch him, he's still yet to be fragged. Oh, there you go. Mitch finds it. Android, though, he's managed to creep in amongst all of the chaos. This is madness. 2 players left, now 1 for Dignitas, as they still are yet to plant the bomb. Mitch is going to go for it, though. And there is still a world where he can clutch this. He swaps to the AWP. This is a good choice.
Flash towards the door, but he will die before the flash does its job. And there is round number 4 for Complexity. Reminder, this is a CT team who are a game up in this best of 3 already, fighting for survival, fighting for their lives in this tournament. I bet a lot of people didn't know that you could shoot a defuse kit.
Because of the bomb plant, there is just enough money for Dignitas to have a 4-buy. It won't look pretty. 2 of the players will not have money for any grenades. Rix will only have a smoke. But Infinite and Mitch can buy a couple of grenades. So I think they're considering, okay, how do we handle this? But I think they should go for it at this point. The money of your opposition is really low. I don't think this is a hard call to make. Let's get all those AKs. Peter's actually opted for the Galil. I like that. You know, get more grenades out there. Grim, will he Galil up as well? Okay, no, he's just going to get AK, Kevlar, and helmets. So it's just enough in the way of utility here. 4 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and a Molotov. But that does restrict them a lot. So we probably won't see any extravagant middle takes. We will see the window smoke, though, from Infinite, which is useful. Again, that usually forces the AWP to rotate out into connector or something similar. We can see Shazam is there.
Extravagance.
This will be difficult. They don't really have a lot of grenades here. Taking middle will be tough. If they take middle properly, they will have no grenades left to actually take a site. So they have to be very careful with how they use these. They're going to go for it, though.
Big flash. Shazam is holding an angle towards the short position. Now, if you were to make a fast play up short, you could bounce a flashbang off the back wall, which would still flash him. Lovely.
He fluffed the smoke, James.
He nosed it right up.
Oh dear, this is looking a bit desperate now. They're just running in, trying to get the frags. It's just not happening. Oh, it's gone all wrong. Oh, you hate to see that. Shazam, when he heard that smoke missed, he's happy, isn't he? I bet.
How do you miss that smoke in a professional match in 2018?
It was improvised, of course, but he was actually in the middle of mid as well, so that makes it kind of surprising. I'm pretty sure he's at the middle of mid.
How was the window smoke ever improvised? In the first... Actually, well, I don't know what time it was, but you know what I mean. The initial stages, regardless of time. I don't know. It's... you can't afford to have those errors. Just cannot afford them. Def moving into a superior angle. If he's confident no one is to his left, then this is a very valuable angle to have, and Mitch is not dead. Def continues 4th. Now what is the play here? He's getting hungry, but you don't want to make a mistake. It's not necessary to edge forward to a point where you may not be able to escape with the AWP. He will smartly fall back. Stanislaw is holding a Molotov for him, so all he needs to do is take a shot and fall back. Then the molly is in position. There's his own molly. You can see Stanislaw's one here. And a deep smoke, which could invite the T's forward into a trap.
That late mid take. Shazam, he's ready for it though. We saw last round. Oh!
That was
skeet shooting, isn't it?
He's got the Jordans on.
The clay pigeons being sent out. They will be staying alive for the moment though, but Mitch will now go down, and it's not looking like there's a way in here. They'll have to frag their way in with pistols at long range, and Ye will be quite happy to meet them to the challenge. Shazam can pull out the pistol. There's just no way in. Sean Gares, he would often tell me that Shazam has some of the best pistoling he's ever seen. He really rates Shazam's Deagle, specifically. And we don't get to see it too much.
Probably a good thing.
It's a good sign for complexity, yeah. That we're not seeing the Deagle.
Welcome to the team. I don't want to see your Deagle. I want to see your op.
Yeah.
Some discussion from the 6th man there. 0-2-6. All Dignitas have going for them at the moment is the loss bonus. 3,400 every round. So when they buy, their buys will be good. But will they be good enough to get just one round on the board? What is the money situation for the CTs? It's good enough. I think that's fair to say. Two sniper rifles for the counter-terrors. And one for the terrors on Peter, of course. 4 kills for him so far. But they have yielded limited results. 2-1-2 set up for the CT side. Shazam in the apartments now. Now this kind of gap every team will be aware of on both sides, so these T's will want to run or jump past this angle. A pixel kill. You can get a clean shot on a T from that position and also spot players moving into the underpass.
1 minute and 15 seconds left. And pretty much no grenades used by Dignitas or by Complexity. That's kind of a problem for Dignitas, I would say. You really want to start getting rid of those CT grenades if you can. And Def is in a great position being in Palace with that AWP, especially considering that Dignitas are looking to push into the A site. And as soon as he catches Rix at this timing, walking in Palace after it being empty for so long, that's a big tell.
Oh dear.
Oh, this is very scary. Oh, he hits the first one, spots the bomb. The next one will not follow, but that's the information. The rotation's coming in. There's 2 players in the B apartments. This is going to get really weird. 30 seconds, and they're doing the long rotation with the bomb into B. Oh
boy. Shazam is most certainly going to hear running, but there are 3 players on A now. The smoke is down, and Shazam, where does he play? Do they pick from below the van? He looks away, avoids the flashbang, but he could even get double peeked. He is blind. They know where he is now. He manages to escape, but he needs that rotation from his team. That smoke will soon be disappeared. But Peters, as he peeks from the left, as he peeks from the right, that's the bomb onto the site. Peters still on the high ground. Shazam being boosted, spots a player close, and that should have been a kill. It should have been a kill, but it wasn't.
Yeah, more chances there for the T's of Dignitas to claim their first round. It's looking good for them. Yay now doing some damage. Sazor tries to make his way forwards, but there is no forwards here for Complexity. There is only down. Although Shazam has something to say about it. That's a beautiful couple of kills. There's time for him to do this. This looked absolutely hopeless, but he's found a glimmer of hope from absolutely nowhere. Trying to tap the bomb to draw out the last player. He's afraid of it. Oh, he connects it! Is there time? It's so close.
No
it's going to be
way.
really close. Oh, he's done it! That's phenomenal from Shazam. I think we'd all written him off. I'd written him off.
He was supposed to be saving.
He was supposed to be saving. Oh, that's so incredible. He does it with 3 incredible shots.
Oh my god, that is a demoralizing round, and there's no timeout from Dignitas. And to be honest with you, I don't know if a timeout would be the right thing there, because that would just let you stew on that for 30 seconds. It might have been even cool for Complexity to take a timeout, noticing that Dignitas hadn't, because how did he lose that round? Now Stanislaw up top mid, he's got Ye for support, and Shazam. Yeah, he can even bait them out into Shazam's crosshair, and that's exactly what happens. Into the reticle. Oh boy, this is harrowing for Dignitas at the moment.
Yeah, and not only is it demoralizing for Dignitas, it pumps up Complexity. Like, everyone's written the round off, and then one of your players just clutches it. But Dignitas looking to have something to say about this still. They do have the 3v4, the plant on the B site. The CTs must advance somehow through the shot position into the bomb site, and they have to take down Mitch to do so. That's the main challenge. Shazam goes down at short finally. Or actually from shop, I think. More scoping heard in the shop. Mitch and Rix doing the damage. Finally around from Dignitas, and as you say, not stewing, not taking a pause, just resetting and doing a fantastic B push. Seemed to be the answer.
That's an important thing as well. At the end of the previous round, I think a lot of teams are going to be arguing and shouting with each other, like, why'd you peek, or why'd you this, why'd you that? But you have to have control of your team. Shut up, focus on the next round, let's discuss the next round. It's time to review that stuff later. And that kind of thing can often come with time, discipline from your team. Now is not the time to wonder why on earth that just happened, but let's just move on to the next round.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to accept that the other team had a player that just played a crazy good round. Just hold your hands up. That guy's better than me this round. Yeah, he's going for it. Straight up middle. Got to be careful with this one. Flashes out. Find a timing. Orb support from Shazam as well. This is not looking good for Dignitas. They do not want to get reset like this straight away. Good catch from Mitch. He's got to get more, though. Doesn't realize perhaps that there's another player he could have fragged if he pushed further. You
see Android is walking in mid, and you may think, why isn't he running to trade the frag? They have no idea that there are 2 players there. Only one person showed, with Shazam as the bait-in connector, who gets another kill. This is that hard reset. It's not even a grey button on the snares. That's the snares out the window. Mitch on his own with over a minute on the clock, and he doesn't have the bomb. He may have just come up on the radar there. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But Def has an angle from the B-Apps area. Walking into it. Mitch in between looking from one thing to another. And that is a wiped out Dignitas team.
Does he buy the AWP? I was just about to say, yeah, that's cool. Mitch had 6k, rest of his teammates have nothing. So they buy around the AWP. Complexity winning that round, they know they've hard reset Team Dignitas. Complexity are in a very strong position right now. A lot of momentum as well. And then it's going to be the AWP here for Mitch that's got to make the difference. Will Complexity expect this? It's unlikely that they could imagine that an AWP can be out here. So that element of surprise could be the saving grace.
Look, I understand if Mitch is playing Spawn, but tell me why Peter doesn't now have the gun and is over towards a ramp with the AWP in mid.
Yes, I agree.
You saw what he did on his own with the AWP. I don't know much about Mitch in fairness, but I mean, Peter's the opera of the team. Stanislaw now retreating to a safer position. Rix has gone past the angle. Molotov to stop a plant from going down. Some flashbangs as well, and Dignitas have found some weapons of their own. Mitch are in that short position. Rix trying to plant the bomb. Peter still alive with the CZ. Mitch continuing to deliver, so what do I know? Android now 1 versus 3. This force buy might just work out. The smoke grenade won't cost the life of Android. Android versus Mitch. Mitch, again, a player who died, or say last seen, short pillar. Can he find the right angle though? Is Mitch still scoped in? He's trying to fake the shot. He sees the barrel of the gun and that's a wrap. Takes the shot, misses the shot, and that is the round salvaged for Complexity.
That was so fantastic from Android. That was such a strong clutch. Just like how he baits out the shot, like he peeks the play, he realizes he's missed his chance. Instead of going for a wide peek to try to just get the frag, now he realizes, okay, he knows where my position is now. I have to just work to bait the shot. Gets the shot baited, gets the kill. That is crushing for Team Dignitas. They've had a lot of heartbreaking rounds, or they've been on the side of the heartbreak in many of these rounds. 1 full save for them, then they're back on the bye, but it's going to be 10 rounds of Complexity if they don't win this one, which it's unlikely that they can with their equipment. Complexity really setting themselves up for an absolute knockout of a CT half on Mirage. Well-timed incendiary from Shazam into middle. The T's do creep in those positions. Ooh, hello. What is this I see? Shazam able to catch the boost in time. 10-1. And let's not forget how close Dust 2 was. Complexity, you know, they had to win in overtime. And now Dignitas are looking in a very sorry spot. And they take the time out to discuss.
Now or never. Let's get 5 rounds, boys. Never mind what has happened to this point. It is irrelevant. It is history. You cannot change history. So let us keep moving forward. But with such limited success, where's the gap? Where's the hole? What is the path? They're in a sandstorm. They don't know which way is the right way. And they're pretty damn thirsty. No sniper rifle for the team in yellow and black. Rix and Infinite looking to take mid quickly. No one in mid for the CTs just yet. Yay, Android and Def towards A.
Looks like a B push, but it's actually going to be the bomb on A. So they're running a fake here. So it'll be interesting to see if this one works. And the response from Complexity is to push Android and Yay down pits. And that's when they strike, going through. Now their sound cues are heard. Grim, though, doesn't realize maybe that there's a second player. There's no cover for the bomb. Oh, my God. Def goes down. He misses the shot. Android. Oh, there's the second player. There's still a lifeline here for Complexity in this round because they didn't realize it was a 2-man push on pit. It's just falling apart now. The CTs have the bomb. It was a great attempt from Team Dignitas to run the fake. But you just cannot account for that to be 2 players pushing pit in that spot. That's so unfortunate for them.
Nice.
11-1. The loss bonus is accruing again. $2,900 will be $3,400 for them if they lose this. Well, if they lose this round, we'll likely expect a half buy because of that very fact. And they take another timeout to discuss what on earth to do.
This is their last timeout. It is 1-11.
Looking a bit deflated at the moment. It's hard to blame them.
This is pretty rough.
Yes, indeed. Especially after that Dust 2. I think like the Dust 2 coming before this just makes it so much worse. Because at least, you know, if they had the Dust 2 in the bag, they can think, well, you know, we always have the third map at the very least. But Complexity are threatening to clean sweep them at 2-0. Is on the cards for Complexity right now with a scoreline such as this. The pistol's out. In fact, interestingly, they're not investing too much considering the loss bonus. They are getting wiped out here in middle. At least there's a lot of damage going in. A lot of fighting. Complexity a bit too happy to fight these close ranges with the pistols. Trading outs eventually though, over the smokes. Now Peter lurks. He might get a backstab actually.
Shazam with the AWP though is jumping into position at the perfect time, just when you think it's safe to retake the bomb. No. Nasty.
12-1 for Complexity. This could be potentially the last good chance for Dignitas, one of Peter on the AWP. Shazam over towards pits. And it's a fast push into connector. Like this here from Dignitas. Oh, that's good. A very quick entry onto Ye. Android dropped as well. There's a lot of potential here for Dignitas.
Man advantage. Shazam on T-ramp. And all of a sudden, that advantage is gone. Stanislaw top mid, the bomb planted default. There goes Rix, it's down to Grim now, and Shazam just delivers kill after kill. 13-1 coming your way very shortly indeed. What is going on? Talk about having your number. This is a surprise. Never over until it's over. But 13-1 on the second map. Can't say you expected it.
No, absolutely not after the first map. Dusty was so close. Shazam over connector once again gets a catch up. Very blind Peter, more blind players.
Counter-Strike. It is brutal.
It's tough. It's tough, man. Sometimes you take the heavy hits. This is a pretty rough one. Complexity, 1 round away from winning this. 1 round away from a 16-1 against Team Dignitas to progress in the minor. Shazam and Stan trying to get the job done, but it's Grim and Mitch in middle to have superiority. The bomb is going to make it to the B site, though. It's a 2v4, however. They've got to get the bomb planted straight away. There's not really even time to check for everything. Just got to pray that everything's clear, and it is. 2v4. This is going to be a tough one for Complexity. Surely not another incredulous clutch from them.
2 flashbangs. A Molotov and a smoke grenade. There's a flash and he sees pretty much all the information, but they still have to win these duels. 3 of the 4 players with Kevlar. Ye's got to do more here. They're lining up for him. It's a very tight choke point. There's 3 from Ye, down to the 1-on-1. And they're both in the red. The flashbang off the wall. Ye around the corner, dancing now. Peter chasing, and Ye comes back for it. And there it is. And that round tells the story of the entire match. 16-1 in favor of Complexity. Only 1 team on that server.
How the hell did he pull that one off? Well, it was a tough match for Team Dignitas to be up against. Maybe they were starting to get in their own heads. It's hard to say, but the score on the doors is 16-1. It's Complexity through in the best of 3 over Dignitas here for the FACEIT minor, America's minor, that is. And Complexity, they are looking pretty good overall, I have to say. It's a team that has been around for a while, and they've been getting slowly, gradually stronger and stronger.
That was brutal. I really don't know what to say. I feel like Dignitas got 3 black eyes on that last man. It's absolutely bananas. They'll shake hands, but how does that feel, man?
Oh, yeah. It's not a good feel. To lose in that fashion really sucks. But again, if they look back on the match, we had a Complexity that got into the groove immediately, had great momentum. They look at the clutches. Every big clutch went the way of Complexity. So it's a hard one to swallow, but sometimes that's how your career goes.
I don't know if you could, what they can even take home from that, apart from some souvenirs from London. They got some nice goodie bags, these players. At least that is something, but won't be much of a consolation. There is exiting a minor tournament, and there is being thrown out of a window onto a rusty car on the ground floor, and I feel like that's what just happened to the 5 players of Team Dignitas. That was absolutely maybe the most brutal exit of a tournament I remember seeing.
No, Vegas Squadron NIP.
That one as well.
That's the worst one, man.
Anyway, back to you, Parla, for the last time this evening.
Not a disappointment to be just with you, Stanislaw, and in fact some of your other teammates are joining us as well. Congratulations, you progressed through to tomorrow, knocking out Dignitas. So firstly, let's talk about the overtimes on map 1. Peter, how did you stay composed and ease the pressure off yourselves to take that W?
It's pretty simple. We just had a bad start. We were down 7-0, I think, but again, even though we had a slow start, everyone had high energy. We stayed composed and just brought it back slowly.
Indeed, and then moving into the second map, I mean, 16-1, what can we take away from that about how you guys played? What were the keys to that victory in such a dominant one?
I think it's just momentum. You see, like, we're starting down 0-7 on map 1, so you go into map 2 just swinging, and everyone was hitting shots, comms were flying. Like, they're probably still upset about the last map because they lost in overtime. They kind of threw it, so going into map 2, if you have the momentum, usually you just carry through, so yeah.
I would have loved to talk to Ye about that final round and that clutch if he's available. He is indeed available. Fantastic. So it was a 2 versus, was it 4 or 5?
I think 4.
Yeah, and they decided all to push through short. Firstly, did that come as a surprise? And when you started figuring that out, what went through your head and how did you pull it off? Those were some fantastic UMP shots.
Well, sure. First I went market. It was suggested by Peter. I wanted to clear it out, make sure there was no one there. And as soon as I realized that there was no one coming market, my teammate was spotting Cat, and he instantly saw there was 4. So I just booked out a market, went straight to the site.
You threw a great flash as well, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I threw a flash for my teammate. He peeked, saw 4. So I went to the site, and honestly, I was just jiggling each angle, just jiggle, shoot, and Rory was basically baiting for me almost. He was showing his presence, and I ended up getting all 4.
It was great to see. Also, just a bit about yourself in terms of team so far and getting onto Complexity. It must be much to your pleasure to be on this team.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, it's finally glad to be out Premier, and I've had the pleasure of playing with Peter Stanislaw. He's really helped me out with my game and really helped me improve over these past few months, and it's just been a pleasure, honestly.
And I wanted to ask you about that, getting a chance to play with guys like Stan, Shaz, and also Rory, who is a player with more experience from the UK, so to speak. For yourself, that must be quite a good experience.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You know, back in Premier, or at least if we're in the North American scene in general, there's not like a lot of great leaders that can help you improve along the way. But with, you know, Peter Stanislaw and all these other guys, it's a massive improvement for my game, you know. Like, I get to learn from guys that have just years of experience, even a guy who won E-League, for example. So, you know, having that veteran experience, it helps the player progress so much, and I'm forever thankful for it.
Exactly. It seems like you're with a fantastic leader. Now, Shaz and Peter, I'd like to put the final questions to you about your match tomorrow against NRG. Starting off with you.
What's up?
You're playing against NRG, Shaz, tomorrow, all right? So you've progressed in the minor, and that's your next challenge. Tell me about that team.
I think our games versus them have always been really close. Even online, in one of the recent qualifiers, we were kind of in a position to like win versus them in the best of 3 and hand it away. So looking for revenge there. I'm really looking forward to playing them. I think even before going to this event, I was looking forward to playing them, so I'm excited.
Yeah, Peter, I spoke to you just before we went live with this interview, and you said you've not had too much of a chance to play against them, at least definitely on this roster. But also, if we factor in how well they've been doing recently on LAN and in general, how do you guys deal with that and them on the rise?
Yeah, like you said, they've been playing a lot of LANs recently against top teams, so we know what to expect from them. Like, all the demos are out there. I'm sure we're both going to do our homework against each other, and we'll just see who's on point on the day.
Indeed. Well, Peter, it looks like you and Shaz, after joining Complexity, have only been doing better and better. And so congratulations to you guys and moving forward here at the FACEIT Minor. That'll be it from the floor for today. Let's head back to the desk.
Thanks, Parla. It has been a pleasure indeed watching Complexity and Dignitas today. And map 1, actually quite an evenly balanced competition. Obviously, we took it to OT. But how did Complexity break through that deadlock, Vendetta?
I mean, it turns out to be a game where both teams are, well, again, finding part-way success in terms of what they're doing. For instance, we saw an affinity from Complexity for a big part of the T side. Focusing heavily over towards that long area, you know, sneaking up on Catwalk, and you ended up in situations where you actually saw the same strategy being played out by both sides. Because obviously, Complexity, they're going to have their response to whatever is going on the side of Complexity. So Dignitas deciding to play for a retake kind of style. Initially, Peter gets a lot of work done before the bomb even goes down. But eventually you see Complexity actually starting to adapt to it by throwing Molotovs to force him off his angle, so he's not able to get that first initial peak to do either damage or get a first pick, so you can go into a retake situation with even numbers and so on. And obviously, you know, that the second game on Mirage, that was a bit of a mauling here, 16-1. That's not how you want to end your tournament live, is it?
You have 5 guys with above 88 ADR. That is absolutely insane. That's a 16-1 worthy ADR rate right there.
Yeah. But is it an NRG level ADR?
Yeah, it could be. If they play up to this level on Mirage again tomorrow, or whatever map they have to play, it could be a set, you know, a potentially great matchup. I do think Complexity obviously has to be ranked as the underdogs in that one, but they had the potential. Shazam again showing up today, and that has to be the key factor for them. If he can go toe-to-toe with Cirque, then on the other positions on the map, yeah, sure, Nath is a better player than, for example, Def or Android, right? But they're not that far behind, so it could be a great matchup.
We have lost Dignitas, and if you'd asked us at the start of the day who are we gonna lose, we probably would have said Furia and Dignitas, so maybe not a surprise there. At the same time, was there anything that Dignitas could have done on that second map on Mirage to have had a less humiliating defeat?
I guess, well, to be fair, a lot of things didn't go exactly their way in terms of just small margins, which happens every now and again, and that doesn't necessarily pretty up the result by any means. Like, you don't get a extra star in the in the column just by that. But yeah, no, it did feel like their T side was somewhat uninspired eventually. You saw them, again, going for a pretty cookie-cutter idea of just grabbing mid control and that kind of stuff, but they were really, I guess,
impatient in terms of how they wanted to approach it towards the end of it, starting to run up connector pretty easily, not necessarily having the set smokes for catwalk or the right flashes, etc. to get yourself up on the site without necessarily getting shot from multiple angles. And if you're Complexity and you're feeling it at that point, then you're just going to pounce on it every single day of the week, and that's kind of what we saw. So it spiraled out of control. It seemed like Dignitas probably could have had the benefit of using 10 timeouts if that was a possibility to kind of talk things over, simmer down a little bit, and just slow the game down for the time being, because it kind of felt like it ran away from them.
Yeah. But actually, I mean, I said Mirage when I should have said Dust 2. My apologies. On Mirage, though, much more convincing performance. Do you think that we're going to see them in more lands like this in the future, Dignitas?
I think so. I think we've seen a better Dignitas version this tournament than we've seen the entire year since we got to watch them in Pro League.
Absolutely.
This team is an upgraded version of the one we saw before. They have some potential now. They have an in-game leader in PTR that is transitioning into being an in-game leader, not necessarily known for being it, but seems to be doing a pretty okay job. That Dust 2 match was a fine play by Dignitas, and again, they put a fight to Complexity, which is, I would say, twice as good team, when you look player by player. So definitely potential, definitely something to work on. And as I said, young guy in Infinity, this was his first ever LAN event, so there's a lot of building bricks to be building on. So wouldn't quote and rule Dignitas out yet. That said, though, it's still too early for them to perform at this level. It has to be in the second tier in NA.
I mean, even OD, the owner of Dignitas was sitting upstairs following his new team, and he said that himself. Like, we have zero expectations going into this. This is going to be a learning experience. We're not expecting to see that much from them in the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 4 months. Like, they're thinking much more long term about this, which again takes a lot of pressure off the guys. Actually, doesn't stress them out in terms of like thinking to themselves like, I need to learn everything within the span of a week. I need to get everything right now, or I'm out. It's actually being given the opportunity to make errors and learn from them as you go along, and I think that's a big plus and a nice kind of like pillow really to have, or not necessarily pillow, that's the wrong way of going about it, but it's nice kind of thing to have in your head, to just kind of calm you down and actually being able to focus on your game and improving.
Well, good game, Dignitas. We really enjoyed watching you today, so we look forward to seeing you guys and what you come up with in the future. But we do want to talk a bit more about Complexity, because that 4K clutch by Android in the first map in Mirage. Tell us more about that, Vendetta.
I mean, again, this is a extremely closely contested game, and this is where the individuals rise up. And we talked about how, as a collective, Complexity probably has players to show up more consistently than what Dignitas does. And Android was really the big star player on Dust 2 for the better part of it, and it really showcases it in this overtime, finding 4 frags as they enter the B bomb site. Again, nothing like out of the world in terms of highlights in that sense. It's not like one taps galore every now and again. It's just very well played. Again, towards the end of it, when he gets into a 1v1 or the 2v1 or 1v2 for that matter, plays again the angles that he has, uses the double box to get cover. He's able to section off every duel he wants to take, and makes it pretty safe. So it seems like a pretty straightforward and easy 4K for the round. But again, you need to know and be kind of like heads up, in that kind of pressure situation to be able to pull it off. And that's all the credit in the world to Android.
Now, in Complexity's previous series, we saw Shazam run away from a bomb defuse, but not this time, Jacob.
Not this time, no. Shazam is once again showcasing why he's such a great player and why we rate him highly within the MVP ranks in NA. I think he has the ability to pull off rounds like we're going to see right now. It's a 1 versus 3 on Mirage, where he basically, you can see in the overview right now, he doesn't have any chance right here. The bomb is down, they have actually perfect precision Dignitas, and he's shut down on short. There's no way he should be able to win this round at all. That is a peek from PTR, that's unnecessary. Rixie, that's unnecessary, and all of a sudden it's a 1 versus 1, and anything happens in these rounds. And again, just finishing off with a nice shot like that, I think it's like not even half a second to defuse the bomb. It's one of those scenarios where if you're Dignitas, you're gonna go back home and you're gonna think to yourself, why on earth did we do that? That was the round that consolidated the entire map. I even said it up there, like, it's over now. It was 7-1, I believe, at that point, and like, you don't come back from that when you already had a rough start to the game. That was a secure round, already won by Dignitas by some great play. In fact, a great B execute, but then when you lose a round like that to a guy like Shazam, you're just starting him off and you can't come back from that. It's just not good enough. And that shows the inexperience Dignitas still has within this lineup. Yes, you give them 4 weeks, 4 months maybe even, but it's going to take a while to even out those mistakes.
Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow because we'll see Complexity truly tested when they go head-to-head with NRG in the playoffs. Now, if you guys are feeling like winning something for yourselves, head to faceitmajor.com/giveaway. There's loads of chances to win some epic prizes, so do check that out. There's all the information you need on that website. And also, you can join us on social media. Use the hashtag FACEIT-, and you can tell us what you're thinking. Now, there is a reason why I'm dressed like a unicorn. I'm wearing a birthday hat.
And why is that?
And that is because it's Social Media Jones's birthday. So, to all of us from here at FACEIT, happy birthday, Jones. I haven't had any of your cake, though. So I hope you guys have saved some for me upstairs.
No, we didn't get off any cake.
I love the cake. Now, do let us know again. Hashtag FACEIT-, and maybe you want to wish Jones a happy birthday yourselves. I don't know. It will be the nice, polite thing to do, wouldn't it? I'm not sure what time we're back tomorrow, so I'm going to ask upstairs to tell me, because then 4 p.m.
Late start.
3:45 p.m. Boys, we're having a lie-in.
We are. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be a good day. We're probably going to go to the gym. We are boring like that. But let's take
so healthy.
So healthy. So at 3:45 p.m. obviously we're going to have some matches. So let's take a look at what we're going to see tomorrow. There we go. Oh, okay. We're looking at the bracket from today, just confirming that Rogue and Complexity have got through. So Rogue will be facing United as they were the second seed from yesterday's Group A action, while Complexity are going to have a tough battle against NRG. And there we see it. It's a double elimination.
Yeah, I think that's important to preface as well, because we've kind of set this up in a way that, oh yeah, like Complexity, they made it through, but you're playing against Energy, like that's a tough draw, like you're not going to go any further than that. But it is double elimination, so they could still, pull their way all the way to, potential top 2 spot, even if they were to go down versus Energy in the first round. So even though, yeah, it's the roughest draw you could have had, everything to fight for.
We are going to have some epic matches tomorrow. Any one that you're particularly looking forward to, Jacob?
I'm looking forward to the Rogue versus United. I think it's two of the most interesting prospects within the second tier of the NA scene right now. Both teams playing better Counter-Strike than they've done in forever, basically. Both teams having I would say a style that you can recognize with. You can put down players in each of certain roles, and they're playing like a European brand of Counter-Strike that we don't see too often in NA, or basically just a NA version of Counter-Strike that is actually working. So it's interesting, and it's going to be a great matchup, I think. A close one as well. Same goes on for Complexity NRG. I think we have 4 highly capable teams of actually beating each other. So despite NRG being the big favorites, they shouldn't be sleeping on it. They should be prepared. They should be waking up, because it could turn out south for them.
Well, I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. I'm really looking forward also because Jacob's just said he's going to wear the hat, because Social Media Jones means a lot to him. So pop it on.
Let's see.
There we go.
There
you got some predictions right. There you go. You're my star analyst for today. Vendetta, maybe you'll get to wear the hat tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching us. Again, 3:45 p.m. tomorrow. We'll be getting our pre-game on. The first match should be around 4 p.m. But it's been an excellent second day here at the FACEIT America's Minor, and I can't wait for the next 3 to see who takes those top 2 spots and earns themselves a place in the Challenger Series.